Hey everyone, it's Mari here, and I have a layout here for you today for the JustNick digital cut file store. And I am going to be showing you a gorgeous cut file here in a few seconds that is absolutely free for today only. And this cut file is called the Snowflake Background Cut File. And I'm going to have the code at the end of the video for this free cut file over at the shop that is only free for today until midnight Central Standard Time. So this is the cut file here on the image that you're looking at. I'm also going to add in another cut file, which is also available in the shop. It is not a free cut file, but it is available for purchase, and it is part of a 4-word cut file bundle, and it's called Word 4. I'm going to be using the word smile on my layout today, and I'm going to be scrapbooking this picture of my son and his girlfriend. It's a 4x6 photograph in portrait, and I've printed it obviously here in black and white. It's a Snapchat photograph that they sent me, and I love this photo of the two of them. They were off to the symphony in this particular photograph, and they sent me the snap, and well, you know, I screenshot it because I do that with every single picture I absolutely can, so that I have some photos that I can scrap of them. So I am just taking this cut file, and I'm just popping out a couple of little spots that haven't quite released all of their little bits of paper there that need to come out. And I'm going to back this smile cut file for my title with some papers from the Snow Fun collection from Cartabella. And I'm actually going to use that collection for basically most of, or I think actually even all of this layout, if I recall. And so I've just cut both of my cut files here from some textured American Crafts white cardstock, and I just like that cardstock for using with my silhouette. It works well. It's a good density or weight of paper. And what I do with my silhouette is I usually cut it on about a 5 setting, and I use the premium blade with my silhouette. I just find that it lasts a little bit longer, and unless you're cutting some papers that tend to be a little bit more hard on your blade, I guess, or the blade life. If you're usually just using basic cardstock, that premium blade does really last a long time, and it's worth a little bit of extra money that you have to spend for it, I find. Now I've got that file all ready to go here. So all I'm going to do is just take my fine line bottle, and I'm going to add a little bit of liquid adhesive to the back of each of the different letters. I will do this to each letter individually, and I'm just going to flip that over and put that onto a scrap of paper from that Cartabella collection that I referenced before. And then I'm just going to take my scissors and cut out around the edges of the letter S, and I'll do that with each of the 5 letters of the word smile. And then I will carry on with the rest of my layout. So what I wanted to do for this layout was try to use up as many of my different supplies in my stash as I possibly could. I'm kind of on a little bit of a kick here to try to use up as many of my older products that obviously I still love. I love this collection. And this is a collection that was designed by Stephen Duncan. And if you were an October Afternoon fan, sadly, I believe they maybe are no longer. At least it would appear that way. Stephen Duncan was one of the people that designed for October Afternoon. I really love his designs. I think they're gorgeous. And the pattern paper in this Snow Fun collection is so fun and so cute. And I just thought that it looked really nice for this on this particular layout that I was going to work on. So I'm just going to take a variety of the different pattern papers, and there you can see I've completed that backing. I've also taken my sewing machine and I've cut around the outside edge or just the perimeter of the letters smile, and I've also sewn, I think I said sewn, I hope I didn't say cut. I sewed around the outer edges of each of those circles in the snowflake. So each of those individual 9 snowflake circles have some stitching with my sewing machine on them. And I just used white thread. I didn't use a color. I didn't use gold or anything like that. I just used what was in my sewing machine at the time, which was easy and handy. And I just find that white is nice too. Just it adds a little bit of extra texture without being too distracting, I guess. For this particular layout, I liked white. So that's what I used. And I'm just taking a little bit of foam adhesive here, and I am going to pop this cut file up off of my layout a little bit. It is going to be the primary mat for my photograph, and it will be the focal point that will draw your attention to that photograph for sure. I just love the detail that this cut file adds to my layout. So you can see that the pattern paper that I'm using for the base of my layout does have snowflakes on it as well. It is from that same Snow Fun collection, and I just love it. I think it's really just a nice neutral, and yet that pattern of the snowflakes is perfect for what I'm doing here with this layout. So I also am going to pop up the smile title as well, and just to bring that up off of the layout as well. And I'm going to add, you can see just to the right of the layout there on my desk, the phrase "love this," which is a Heidi Swapp sticker. And I just really wanted to add silver embellishing and detail to this layout because I feel that silver just looks really nice with the blues and the reds and so on that are in this layout. So now I'm going to do a little bit of matting on my photograph. My photograph does not have a border on it. So I'm going to first of all mat it onto some white cardstock. So you'll just see me stick that onto the cardstock, and then I'm going to take my tonic trimmer and I'm going to trim around that photograph and just leave a tiny little, maybe 1/8 of an inch border around the edge of the photograph just to finish the photo off nicely. And then I'll take a couple of other pattern papers from the Snow Fun collection and mat the photograph with those as well. And I'm going to use kind of that navy with a white dot in it and a red and white polka dot as well. So just a couple of the papers that are actually backing the smile title will be used as mats for the photograph as well. And I just think that really finishes the photo off nicely, and it just frames it in. I like how that looks. So I'm going to do the same thing with this paper and then a red off camera. It's just the same process here, using that same tonic trimmer, just trimming that down. Now I've decided that I'm going to take 1/4 of an inch off of all 4 sides of the layout, and I am going to back the layout with another paper. So that same navy with the white polka dot paper I'm going to use as a frame. I actually will gut that paper. I do that off camera, but I just take the center part out of that navy polka dot paper with the white detail on it. I think it's meant to look like snowflakes, right? So I just take that and gut the inner part out of it so that I can use that inner part on another layout, and just use that outer part as a frame around the outside, or a mat that frames in the layout really nicely. And then I will take my sewing machine and do just a simple stitch around as a border around that blue snowflake paper on the outer edge. Now I'm going to start to think about what I want to do for embellishing for this layout. I do end up taking my stylish snowflakes dies from My Favorite Things and cut out some silver snowflakes, some silver glitter paper snowflakes to add to the layout. So I end up switching up. You can see that I'm just kind of playing around with the brads that I have from Snow Fun and some of the chipboard snowflakes and chipboard pieces. And actually this tag that you see here, I cut out of a Project Life card, and it's a journaling card. I just took my Favorite Things stitched tag die, and I created a little spot there for some hidden journaling on that tag. I'm going to just take my piercing tool and I'm going to just stick my little foam mat in behind there. It's a little Stampin' Up! Foam mat that I love for piercing things. Obviously, it really helps that you don't damage your workspace or your worktop. And I'm just going to pierce a hole in a couple of those different snowflakes in that die cut or in the cut file. And I'm going to just put a brad through a couple of the centers of those cut file snowflakes in that background. And then I'm just going to fuss around with these chipboard pieces, but you'll see at the end how I eventually decide to use those as embellishments on the layout. So now you can see that I've cut those snowflakes, those silver glitter snowflakes, using the Stylish Snowflakes dies. And I've referenced those dies on a few videos now, just raving about and loving, telling you how much I love those dies. If you're looking for a snowflake die, I would definitely consider these. They're from My Favorite Things, and I use them for making cards an awful lot. I really love them. I think they're gorgeous, and you get quite a few dies in that package of dies. They're not inexpensive. If you can get them on sale, it's the best way to go. They do actually, My Favorite Things recently came out with another set of layered snowflake dies and stamps, which are also really nice. So they've got a few options. These are the ones that I have. I've had them in my stash for a while now, at least a year, I would say. So now you can see where I've glued down those 3 die cut silver glitter snowflakes. I like how that looks, and they just add a really nice little bit more of that silver sparkle. And now I'm just creating that hidden journaling pocket that I was talking about before. So I'm just going to take just a randomly cut piece of white cardstock. I'm just going to make sure that it's the right size for my tag. I'll add 3 different areas of adhesive, and then I'll just stick it onto the back of my layout. And now when I flip it over, there's a little pocket on the back that will house that hidden journaling there, so that's going to be a spot that can just be lifted out, and the journaling can just be hidden and stay private if you want to do some hidden journaling. Just showing you again here the stitching that I did on the layout and showing you the progress so far. Now, I was looking at it and I was thinking, we need something a little bit more. It just seems a little bit plain. I like how it looks like this. It would have been fine, but I just felt like I have more embellishments that go with this collection. I can jazz this up a little bit more. So this is where I took some of those chipboard pieces and added just a tiny little bit more detail. I don't want too much more, just because I like the simplicity of how this is looking, and I love how it looks. But I just thought I will add just a few extra little details. So you can see I added a few little enamel dots on the one corner of the title and that chipboard snowflake on the other corner. And now I'm going to just take a few more of those little chipboard pieces and add those onto the little silver snowflakes with a little bit of dimensional adhesive, and that will finish up the layout. Make sure that you go over to the JustNick Studio shop today, and I will leave a link in the description box below for the shop. You can head over and you can look at the blog. You can check out all of the details of this layout on the blog as well. And you can also see at the end of this video and over at the blog the code for the free cut file today. So this is this particular cut file again is called Snowflake Background. And I will, like I said, leave the free code for this cut file at the end of the video. And this is a lovely cut file. If you're looking for some cut files for your silhouette, make sure that you stock up in these few free days of cut files over at the JustNick blog, because it's a great way to stock up on some gorgeous work that Nicole has designed. And these little cut files are so flexible and so useful in so many different ways. You can use them on cards, you can use them for making all kinds of different things with your cutting machine, whatever it is that you have, and make it work for you. So I like how this turned out. Thank you so much, guys, for stopping by my channel today. I really appreciate it. I hope you're having some fun in your craft space and you're having a chance to do something creative and make some fun things here during this winter holidays season, or the holiday season in general. So thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you again, and have an amazing day. And thanks again. Bye-bye.